Bus full of passengers. These were the individuals who were not as severely injured. But we heard State Trooper Lonnie Hashel say this: when those police officers and firefighters and troopers get out there, they've got one priority right at that very moment, and that is to get medical attention to the people who were hurt in this crash. So that's been the priority. That's been the focus for at least the past hour or so. Treat those patients. And now we're starting to see things shift, Mark, towards the investigation. Let's get an idea of what happened on this bus. What caused it to crash? What did this bus driver hit? They do know it was just a one-vehicle crash. And as we take a look at the Department of Transportation's record from Cardinal Coach Line, that of Grand Prairie, no crashes in the past 24 months is what we are hearing so far from the federal records.
All right, and again, folks, if you're out there watching and you have to get out and about today, stay away from 161 near Beltline.
It is 11 o'clock on Thursday morning. You are watching NBC5 with Deborah Ferguson and Mark Hayes. Live coverage of a horrific bus crash that happened about 2 hours ago in the city of Irving, northbound 161 at Beltline Road. This bus was on its way picking up passengers in Grand Prairie. About 40 people on the bus headed towards Durant, Oklahoma for a day at Choctaw Casino. Just a day of fun, Mark. Of course, that bus never arrived.
Yeah, we have confirmed with the Department of Public Safety that 2 people have in fact died. Some 36 have been transported for medical attention. We understand that 9 people are at Parkland Hospital, which of course is a trauma center, level 1 trauma center, for the more serious injuries. The less critically injured have been taken to Baylor Medical, Las Colinas Medical Center to try to get their injuries handled this morning. We spoke with a gentleman who was on the bus who talked about what he heard and what he felt as soon as he noticed the impact. He heard an incredibly loud bang, and he said there was a second loud noise which would coincide with reports that we heard about the fact that there were 2 big, huge impacts. One you see right there toward the exit ramp, and then the other one over following the skid marks there, hitting the median and then turning over, rolling over on its side.
We want to get to the ground now. NBC5's Ken Kaltoff has been talking with the fire chief and different individuals gathering more information. So Ken, let's bring you in and update us with what you know.
Well, we've been able to talk with a number of the authorities out here at the scene, and the bottom line as far as what happened is that bus evidently went off the road on the right side of the main lanes of this highway, struck a rubber barrier device, veered back across the 2 lanes of main traffic, back into the median, struck a concrete barrier there, and flipped down on its side in the location where you saw it, and then all of the situation transpired after that. With me live now is Officer John Argumenes of the Irving Police Department. Your people were the first ones to respond here. What can you tell us about what they saw and what happened as soon as they arrived here?
Well, we started getting the 911 phone calls around 9 o'clock this morning. When our officers arrived, a lot of traffic, and they saw the bus that was flipped on its side. Very chaotic scene initially. Both sides of the freeway ultimately had to be shut down. We had to call for additional officers. DPS responded. Our fire department responded. With all the traffic out here, it was very difficult to get first responders into the scene and shut everything down. But once we were able to do that and establish somewhat of a perimeter, we're able to kind of get going into our first responder mode and a triage in the casualties, assessing exactly what we had.
This is a very busy road, and vehicles would have